Hey gorgeous, it's Ker-leen. Thank you so much for tuning back into my channel. I have a super quick comparison video for you. I will be comparing Yum Boujee Marshmallow 81 by Kayali. I'll also be comparing Cloud Candy by Ker-leen, and I'll be comparing Marshmallow Blush by Paris Corner. If you're interested in hearing my thoughts, then please keep watching. Hey friend, thank you so much for joining me for another one. If you're new here on this channel, I talk luxury, I do review videos, I share my fragrance journey, and I also sprinkle in a little bit of lifestyle here and there. In addition, I share some encouragement in every single video. So if that sounds like something you think you might enjoy, then I would love to have you here. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and also be sure to turn on that notification bell so you know exactly when my videos drop. All right, let's get into it. So in my hands today, I have all three fragrances. Now I know there are one or two other inspired versions out there, but these are the ones that are currently in my possession. So I'm super excited to get into my thoughts on how these compare. Yum Boujee Marshmallow is a sweet, vanillic, fruity, powdery, and lactonic fragrance. The top notes are freesia, Italian lemon, apple, and nectarine blossom. The middle notes are coconut, strawberry, and marshmallow. The base notes are ambroxan, raspberry, vanilla, whipped cream, sugar, and musk. Marshmallow Blush, which I added to my collection second, has all of the same accords, but this one has an added citrus accord. At the top of Marshmallow Blush, we have lemon, raspberry, and strawberry. At the mid, we have orange blossom and ambroxan. And then at the base, we have marshmallow and musk. Cloud Candy has very similar notes and accords to Yum Boujee Marshmallow. I'm talking about the same accords, including that lactonic accord. As you can see, all of the notes are sort of listed together without distinguishing the top, the middle, or the base notes. When I first smelled Yum Boujee Marshmallow, I really enjoyed it. I think this is such a cozy, comforting, soft, sweet, fruity, playful, slightly candy-like fragrance with a very soft presence. So in my opinion, this is more of an intimate wear. And if I really oversprayed this, I could get it to project moderately for at least a couple of hours before it becoming a nice little cozy scent bubble. It's a beautiful fragrance that lasts moderately and performs more intimately, but can be built up to a moderate projection. So I think this fragrance smells fluffy, it smells soft, it smells very sweet, but not overly sweet. It's very cozy, and I definitely pick up a lactonic feel from this fragrance. I feel like if you're someone that's been hesitant about trying edible smelling fragrances, maybe you do not consider yourself a gourmand lover, then I think this fragrance would be a nice start because it's not overwhelming, it's not too cloying, it wears very softly, and so you really have to overspray this to become overwhelmed by this fragrance. So those are the things I noticed when I first received this fragrance, and they are still true today, except I think this fragrance has improved as far as longevity. It definitely wears a little bit longer, so I can definitely get all day's wear from this fragrance. Now, Marshmallow Blush smelled so similar to me when I first received it. The main differences about this fragrance for me were one, the projection, the way this one performed. And then the longer I had this one, the more I started to pick up a little tang in this fragrance. That citrus accord started to come through as this one started to really mature for me. So for me, Marshmallow Blush felt a bit more lively. It felt very bright. That tanginess made it more candy-like in my opinion. And obviously it projected so much more. It's definitely a moderate to high projecting fragrance, and I did really appreciate that about this one because I do quite enjoy very candy-like, edible smelling, warm, sweet, and yummy gourmand fragrances. And now smelling the two side by side, I can definitely say once more that Yum Boujee Marshmallow is indeed a more intimate wearing fragrance, whereas Marshmallow Blush is going to make its presence known, especially if you tend to overspray. In addition, Marshmallow Blush lasts so long. The projection goes for hours. I'm talking 4 to 6 hours of moderate projection for Marshmallow Blush, whereas Yum Boujee Marshmallow is a softer type of scent that you have to come in close to smell, and it will probably project where others can smell it for the first couple of hours. Having had Marshmallow Blush for a while, I can say that it is definitely longer lasting than Yum Boujee Marshmallow. And recently, Cloud Candy entered the chat. When I first smelled Cloud Candy, I immediately noticed that it wore the same as Yum Boujee Marshmallow. And after looking at the notes, I realized that they created this to be a super duper, pun intended, inspiration of Yum Boujee Marshmallow 81. So to me, this one shares that lactonic accord that the original has. It's a very subtle lactonic feel. It's not a super heavy milky feel, but it is a soft, kind of like undertone or residue of milk type of feel, in addition to the fluffiness and the sweetness and the fruitiness that is present in the original. There is no tang to this one. It doesn't come across quite as candy-like as Marshmallow Blush. And so in my opinion, I think this one is an incredibly close inspired version of Yum Boujee Marshmallow. This one is definitely closer for sure. So if your intention was to find something that was pretty much 95% similar to the original, in my opinion, that's what Cloud Candy is. It's a 95% similar inspiration. So in my opinion, these two are extremely similar. On skin, I can definitely pick up the Kayali DNA in Yum Boujee Marshmallow 81. I have several Kayali fragrances and they have a distinct DNA that I smell in every single fragrance. Obviously, it is missing from Cloud Candy, but honestly, that is the biggest difference. The DNA of the house cannot be duplicated. However, I'm very impressed by how close they got. Marshmallow Blush, on the other hand, is also very similar to the original, but there are some notable differences. One of the main things about Marshmallow Blush is the performance. Marshmallow Blush is definitely a heavier performer. It has a louder presence and it is extremely long lasting. In addition, it's a little bit more punchy. There's a little bit more of a tang and it's more candy-like than the original. And finally, the DNA of the original is definitely not present in Marshmallow Blush. However, Marshmallow Blush is noteworthy, mainly because of the performance. If you're looking for the scent profile of the original with that amplified performance, you're gonna get it in Marshmallow Blush. In conclusion, I do think that these two fragrances are amazing inspirations of the original. However, if you're looking to get something that not only smells but performs like the original, I would opt for Cloud Candy if the original is not in your budget. However, if you're looking for something that performs a bit better while giving that same scent profile, then Marshmallow Blush may be the one for you. Whenever it comes back in stock, that is, because this baby has been out of stock for quite some time now. So I will definitely keep my eyes and ears open and share with you all when this one is back in stock. So make sure you're subscribed and keep an eye out for those community tab announcements. So we've come to the end of the video. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a like on your way out and be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss another video. Before you click off of the video, I wanted to remind you today not to let doubt or fear trick you out of your spot. Instead, reflect on where you are today versus where you were a year ago or 5 years ago, and look for the things that you can be grateful for. The key to not getting tricked out of your spot is practicing gratitude. So if you're in a situation where you're waiting on a promotion or you're waiting on a business opportunity, whatever it may be that you're waiting on, while you're waiting, tap into gratitude and keep moving forward. As always, I will be over here doing the exact same thing. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you in the next one very soon. Bye! If you've made it to this point in the video, then this reminder is for you. I recently put out a 30-day devotional called Align and Reign, and this 30-day devotional is meant to help you embrace your identity and your purpose. And so if you're ready to take a 30-day journey to get closer to God and really glow up on that level, then this devotional is for you. So check out my description box. The link will be right at the top. It's now available on Amazon. And recently, one of my subbies that lives in Dubai told me that she was not able to purchase the devotional, and that is because it is not yet international. However, I'm working on another way for you all to be able to purchase the devotional as well. So please stay tuned. I'll be back with an announcement on that. And thank you so much for your support in advance. It means the world to me. All right, see you in the next one. Bye.